So I've been researching what it means to be feminine and how to start a feminine journey. This is what I've stumbled across so far. Hey guys, my name is Zogi and I'm a Gemini, which is why this channel is called Zogi the Gemini. So today we are going to be talking about something a little bit different from what I usually speak about. We are going to be talking about femininity, what it means to be feminine, and how to start your feminine journey. So over the past few months, I've been seeing so much content on YouTube, Instagram and on TikTok about how to become more feminine, how to tap into your feminine energy, and from what I've seen, I have mixed emotions about it. So before I threw myself into how to be feminine energy content, I thought, let me actually Google what does being feminine mean? And there was multiple definitions. People see it differently, which is understandable. We are all separate human beings, but there is a definition which I feel like I resonate with the most. So this definition says, being feminine is about celebrating my softness, my delicate side and my vulnerability. I like to think about femininity and masculinity in terms of feminine energy and masculine energy. One energy isn't better than or less than the other, and I believe we all have our unique balance of the two. Embracing my feminine energy means allowing my active, creative, intuitive self to come through just as strongly as I let my confident, inner competitiveness and more dominant energy shine through. So after watching countless videos on how to be more feminine, how to start your feminine journey, what feminine energy means, I've seen and I've come to the conclusion that the common thread is that in order to be feminine, you need to tap into your nurturing side. You need to be more soft. You need to be emotional, caring. I want to look good. I want to feel good, which I actually understand. I understand wanting to understand yourself as a woman more. Wanting to know, why do I react to certain situations? And why does it differ from how maybe my brother will, or my dad will, or my husband, or my boyfriend? So tapping into what we have as women within us, which is that feminine energy, and actually exploring it to understand ourselves better. For that purpose, and for the whole purpose of wanting to become more feminine and understand your feminine energy, so you can nurture yourself and understand a bit more about your personality. That makes sense. But the problem is, the content I'm seeing and all the videos I'm seeing, everyone is talking about becoming more feminine, becoming more intuitive, becoming more soft-spoken, learning how to not be confrontational, learning how to be less assertive, learning how to be so and so and so, all so that you can get a man. Which is why I said I have mixed emotions about it, because to me it feels like a whole new wave of how to mold and shift yourself and become this person that you may not naturally be in order to attract a man. So my thing is, if you now change yourself and mold yourself into a completely new person in order to attract a man and get a man, once you've got the man, what do? Do you continue with the facade, or do you adjust? And that is what I want us to discuss today. So if you go on Google and you type in how to become more feminine and how to start your feminine energy, there's a lot of videos saying that you have to do certain things. But there's one video that I watched and it really stood out to me, because the lady said you need to learn how to be less assertive and less argumentative. She said that even if you are angry, the person is really annoying you, how you respond to the person, you need to make sure that you never show any emotions. You need to make sure that you're always soft-spoken, and even if someone is shouting at you, you don't reciprocate that. You stay calm and collected. You never show assertiveness, aggressiveness, because it's not ladylike.
Start chatting with me, start chatting with other feminine ladies like yourself, and just really be a part of this feminine community and just grow together. All right, dolls, let's begin. So this first tip that I have for you dolls is something that can happen just very easily. Sometimes it depends on where you grew up, who you're around, based off of your past experiences, or sometimes it just happens. And that would be speaking aggressively. This is something that is not feminine at all. It doesn't matter if you're in an argument, if someone is slightly annoying you, whether it's a stranger or a friend, or perhaps you're just out and about and that's just how people usually feel. You come off as aggressive, as defensive, as if you're ready to just brawl and fight, or you get easily offended. You do not want to have that demeanor about you. That is something that can really interrupt you growing within your femininity. Now, what does that mean? Being aggressive could be not only by the tone of your voice, sometimes you can have an aggressive tone, but also in your responses. Are you being very gentle with the way that you're responding? As in, are you being very quick to respond and you're in that mindset of that petty type of mindset to where it's like, oh, I have time for you today? Or do you have that mindset? Because dolls, that's not a feminine mindset to have.
And she also said that women need to stop being so career driven and focusing on money. And if you truly want to be feminine, your focus should be on building a house and less of making sure that you have a career or making sure that you have money. And the last thing that she said, which really stood out to me, is that if you truly want to be feminine, ladies need to realize and stop trying to be so independent. They need to be dependent on men. And she spoke about, new age feminists who speak about, women being independent, women having careers, women, standing on their own feet. And she said that goes against the whole notion of being feminine. You can't strive for independency if you want to be feminine. So those two do not go hand in hand. Now, how I feel about what is out there and content, I feel like it's important for me to say everyone is entitled to their own opinion. We are all born as individuals with individual brains, so we can come to our own individualistic conclusions. So I will never knock someone down for having their opinion, but I can disagree with it. Do you know what I mean? But before we go into that, I want to talk about myself personally and how I felt about being feminine and the struggles I've had. I feel like ever since I was young, I've always felt like I literally said it to so many people. I feel like I'm a man and a woman put in one body, and it's so hard for me to really explain, but I feel like researching into femininity and masculine energy has actually helped me understand it more. My feminine and masculine energy are literally fighting day to day. From the research I done, they said wanting to look nice, your makeup, wearing nice clothes, that's all tapping into your feminine energy, which I guess I can understand. So me as an individual, so Zogi, more time when I come on camera, I got my face done, I'm wearing decently nice clothes, got my hair done. So in terms of appearance, I feel like I've got that feminine energy under lockdown. But internally, mindset, characteristic, how I view the world, I feel like that's when my masculine energy really comes out to play. So when I said I battle with it too, from a young age, I've always struggled with my masculine energy kind of taking over, because I've always felt like I don't react to things how other females do. Like, let's say for example, if someone says something rude to you, I feel like in terms of the content I'm seeing, a lot of them are saying don't be confrontational, it's ladylike to just be calm, just leave them, don't argue with them, because that's when you are tapping into your masculine energy if you truly want to remain in your feminine energy. Now, growing up for me, you guys know I didn't necessarily get bullied, but being dark, tall and overweight, people had a lot to say basically, and I've always been taught to defend yourself. So I feel like, and I want to talk also about how the African household has an influence in terms of females tapping into their masculine and feminine energy. So my mom and dad has always been like, if someone says something to you, you best return the same energy or even add more energy. My mum will always tell me stories about when she was young, when guys tried to take the piss out of her or try to bully her, her friends and sisters will be crying like, stop, don't do this, like, I don't want to call my brother on you, but my mum will square up. My mum will be like, alright, cool. Do you know how many times my mum has said that she kicked a guy in his private part? My mum will be like, I'm not the 1, 2 or 3, let's go. And I generally feel like that has been passed down onto me. So when I was watching the videos and the lady was saying in terms of being truly feminine, you need to not be assertive, less assertive, you need to not be aggressive. I can't lie, when someone says something rude to me, the first thing I think is aggression. I want to fight someone, and I guess that's me tapping into my masculine energy. So anyways, yeah, so I just feel like sometimes the way I react to things, the way my mindset works, like if a guy tries to assert himself, I feel like sometimes I want to assert myself back. From the research I'm seeing, that is a bad thing. You're not supposed to like assert yourself back to a man. You are supposed to be submissive while he's supposed to be dominant in order to truly tap into your feminine energy. And I just don't know if I can truly do that. And this is me being honest, I don't know if I can fully ever be submissive to a guy. Like in terms of like the olden day nuclear family, like the guy goes out and the woman takes care of the household. She's meant to, and she's taught to be submissive to her husband, don't argue too much, you know, you need to nurture the kids, you need to be there for them, you need to be calm, you can't be too hot-headed, because the guys usually have that characteristics of being, you know, temperamental and being hot-headed. So if the woman is hot-headed and temperamental, obviously those two things are going to clash and not work well. So with everything I know about myself, when I was researching how to become more feminine, I started to think, could I be that person? Could I be less assertive? Could I say to myself, because remember I said to you, not even just one video, multiple videos said that in order to be truly feminine, you need to not have such a drive to have a career. Your end goal should be prepping yourself to become a housewife or a wife and, you know, having a whole family. And whilst I agree with that to an extent, I just feel like this whole new wave of being more feminine in order to get a guy, being more feminine to be a wife, being more feminine to be the girl that the guy wants, I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm on board with that, because it's like you are doing all of these things not for yourself but for someone else, to attract another person, and you are trying to do these things that are not necessarily natural to yourself. So my thing is, how long do you keep up that facade? Like, even if I was to start embedding all of the content, you know, all of the advice that's out there on how to be more feminine, how long can I keep that up? Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like, and I know maybe you can say, oh, I'm being pessimistic, yeah, but I just feel like if you change everything about yourself, you drop all of the tendencies you have to be submissive, to be non-argumentative, to be non-assertive, to be non-career driven, and more so just driven on maintaining or creating a household, I just feel like you can attract the guy, but will you be able to keep him? You're doing all of that, but it does not guarantee you anything. I just can't jump on board on this whole notion of completely changing yourself and going back to the olden days when women didn't have a choice. Women were just expected to stay at home, stay mute, speak when spoken to. And I just feel like a lot of the content that's out there, I'm not saying wanting to be feminine is a problem, but wanting to be feminine in order just to get a boyfriend and get a man, I just feel like it's going back. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the things that these, you know, not feminists, but, you know, these how to be feminine warriors, shall I say, are suggesting is very back in a day type of mentality. Like, your aim in life is to stay in the house and breed. while your man goes out there and has multiple side chicks. And because in your aim to be more feminine, you have removed some natural embedded characteristics such as resilience, being strong, being motivated, being dedicated, because you attribute those characteristics to masculine. So you got rid of the resilience, you got rid of the perseverance, you got rid of having a strong mentality. Now you are dealt with a guy that you tried so hard to change for, only for him to do you dirty. And what do? You stay and you're miserable, all because you want that I'm feminine, I have a man, I'm a wife, but you are a miserable one. I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but I'm saying that this is the problem I'm having with this whole new movement on how to be feminine. It's just like, if it's for yourself as an individual, for you to understand yourself better, for you to improve on yourself, 100% I back that, 100%. I will never be someone to jump on YouTube and say, if something's beneficial for you or something that's helpful to you, don't do it. But if it's something that you're doing that is not natural to you and not something that you don't necessarily see yourself keeping up for a long period of time, you just want to change up quick so you can attract that person, but you know, if you attracted that person based on that characteristics and you stop displaying them, then what happens? What kind of relationship do you have? But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because I can tell there's going to be a split opinions. Like, I want to know. Give it to me. You know, if you disagree with what I'm saying, you guys know I don't want people to always agree with me. I like seeing things from different perspectives. So when I was watching the videos, although I really did disagree with a lot of the things that the ladies were saying, I respected it because it's a different type of opinion and it's not something that I feel like my brain can even conjure up. But it's interesting to see that people think like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, as I said, comment down below and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification so that you know every time I post a video. Alright, bye guys.